Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. So we are still here, afternoon time, afternoon time. So we will have the next, the last session of this afternoon of invited speaker. So we will have Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi from India. Okay, so should welcome the participants and other people who join the Zoom meetings platform. So for those who have not joined the Zoom meeting platform, please do, and you might share the Zoom meeting platform to your colleagues, to your network. Okay, so yes, please do so. And please, some students, you might come up here. So we will have the chairs filled up. Then we will start on time. Okay. So we should start on time. Actually, we still have 6 minutes to 15:30. Jadi sudah ada pembicaranya di Zoom dan moderator kita juga sudah ada di sini. Kita akan segera mulai. Mungkin dalam 5 menit lagi. Sekali lagi bagi yang di luar mohon untuk masuk ke dalam dan minta teman-teman yang belum masuk diundang ya, diundang untuk ke sini. Dan sekali lagi diminta untuk masuk Zoom ya, supaya Zoom-nya terisi juga. Apakah saya sudah masuk Zoom yang tepat atau belum? Sepertinya saya sudah masuk Zoom yang tepat ya. Ya, baru ada 5 orang. Ya, baru ada 5 orang. Dan ini pembicara juga sudah ada di sana. Oke. Saya mau ngetes dulu. Halo, Dr. Paranjoy, are you there already in Zoom platform?
Yes, Professor Zainuddin, I'm here. Am I audible to your student and other, participant?
Thank you, brother, Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi. So we have students in this big room meeting. We have students from Samarinda, which is UIN Samarinda, State Islamic University in Samarinda, East Kalimantan, East Borneo.
Okay.
We also have some students from Central Kalimantan of Palangkaraya, IAIN Palangkaraya. Okay, IAIN Palangkaraya. And we here also have some students coming from Central Kalimantan, UIN Banjarmasin. UIN mean UIN, Dr. Paranjoy, UIN mean State Islamic University. Yeah. Okay, then we also have my students here from State Islamic University of Pontianak, West Borneo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for
Zoom. Yes.
Thanks for organizing such a wonderful, conference, and I definitely feel that students, the participants, they have already gained a greater perspective on different topics, and I think it will be beneficial for their future, academic endeavors.
Dr. Paranjoy. And we also have some students from Brunei Darussalam, which is in the east also of Borneo Island, another country, not in Indonesia, in Zoom platform. So they are coming in platform. And we also have students from Malaysia, from UITM, University Institute of Technology Mara, from Malaysia, Borneo as well. So in Borneo, Dr. Paranjoy, just a bit information about Borneo Island. We have 3 countries. The biggest part of Borneo consists of Kalimantan of Indonesia, 4 provinces of Kalimantan of Indonesia. So West Kalimantan, where I am located here, when I stay here, and then Central Kalimantan, and then East Kalimantan, and then South Kalimantan. And then the other part of Borneo Island belongs to Brunei Darussalam in the east. And then in the north, belongs to Malaysia, Eastern Malaysia. So Borneo Island divided into 3 parts, belongs to 3 countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei Darussalam. So now we are here having Borneo Undergraduate Academic Forum running from 12 to 14 of October 2020. And I should welcome our moderator today for Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi. Our moderator today is Segu Atio MA. He is a Fulbrighter. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yes. And Dr. Paranjoy is also Fulbrighter too. So we meet you both Fulbrighters. Yeah.
Okay.
So please welcome Pak Segu to the chair in front of them. Yeah. Tepuk tangan yang meriah. Applause. Yeah. And I should hand up the time to our moderator today. And let's applause again. Tepuk tangan yang meriah, yang gemuruh. Yeah. Okay. The time is yours, Pak Segu, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Borneo Undergraduate Academic Forum, especially to Dr. Bordoloi and also the participants. I don't want to waste your time, so without further ado, I would like to give the floor to you, Dr. Bordoloi. Please welcome Dr. Bordoloi. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate to the organizer for organizing such a wonderful event. My special thanks to Professor Jainuddin and all other faculty members and the organizers for inviting me. And I definitely acknowledge that, talking online, sometimes it's good, but also sometimes it's a little tricky because, there is a lesser chance to get the feedback. But, I will try to engage or try to connect with all of you. And definitely I feel privileged to be able to interact with such an esteemed, audience. So my sincere thanks and gratitude, and also especially my sincere thanks to Professor Jainuddin. Yeah, my topic today is religious intolerance in India. So I made a small PPT. So I am going to share my screen. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Hello. Am I audible? Are you able to hear my voice?
No problem.
Yeah. Can you see the screen? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's crystal clear.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. As my topic is religious intolerance in India, it's a very tricky topic. And today I'm speaking on this very auspicious day because today in all over India and mostly eastern part, we are organizing this Durga Puja, which is one of the holiest festival of all the devotees of Hindu religion. And not only Hindu religion, yes, it's a very religious festival, but still, a lot of people from other religion are also participate in this, event. This is called Durga Puja, which is very holy. So in this particular day, and talking to esteemed audience on a very interesting topic or very vital topic for a democracy like India, religious intolerance. So I will try to, finish my presentation within 20 minutes or 25 minutes, and then 5 or 10 minutes we can have interactions. And my limitation is also, although my focus area is conflict resolution, I have very limited knowledge on religious texts and scriptures, but still I will try to talk on the perspective as as a scholar or as a researcher and a citizen, normal citizen living in India, and how this topic actually, my perspective on this particular topic. So if you see what do we actually, how we can define religious intolerance. If you see, religious intolerance is an act of denying the right of people of another religious faith to practice and express their beliefs freely. And religious intolerance also focus on the discrimination based on religion. And it is not very new. If you see the historical background, if you go through it, even religious prosecutions were made in early modern century in France, England, Ireland, and where if you see, there are a lot of religious prosecutions on the basis of religion. So it's not a very new kind of a topic. It's a burning topic. It has been carried a legacy over different centuries to different continents. And why this topic is really important for India, if you see, India is a very fascinating country. Primarily, according to the census of 2001 as well as 2011, Hindu is one of the predominant religion in India. And more than 80% of our population is Hindu. And then again, the interesting aspect of is India is also the, third largest country in the world. I think it's Indonesia is first and India is third. Third largest country, where if you see, there are a lot of Islam population. And if you see the percentage, yes, percentage wise, it's only 13%, but still the number is really huge, because India is a very, now second largest populous country in the world. So the numbers are more if you see that, but the percentage is really, it's 80 to 13%. Then we have Christian population, we have Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, and one of the significant aspect I would like to say that Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, most of these religions are, they are from India, and it's like people practices. Although percentage wise it's not that much, but if you see the numbers really matters. The population is quite a large. So then again, rather going to the deep down, whether a lot of people or there are some common, confusion regarding, whether before, prior to independence, communal rights happen in India or not. If you see, communal rights started in 1893 in Mumbai. About 100 people died in that incident, and which is between, Hindu and Muslim. And then interesting thing is, during our partition days, our partition, we got our independence on the basis of religion. One is Pakistan is based primarily on Muslim, religion, and slowly a color British has given, like people who left in India, they are primarily Hindus, but it's not the completely that way. But there are a lot of prosecutions, lot of killings happened during the partition in India, as well as now in Pakistan, in those areas, on the basis of religion. So that particular segment is really important to know. And then after independence, we have riots in 1969. Then even interestingly, not only the Hindu and Muslims, it's also between Sikhs and Hindus. It also happens in India in 1984. That was happened because of the assassination of our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Then we have in 1987 Meerut and Bhagalpur, 1992 Mumbai, and this particular segment is really important, 2002 Gujarat riots. Why it is important? Because that time our current Prime Minister of India, Modi ji, was the like Chief Minister of Gujarat when that Gujarat riot happened, and where more than 1,000 people died. So these are a few of the important riots based on, or you can say communal violence based on religions. So we have a long history. And if you go into the Google, this is one of the prominent picture, like if you see regarding Gujarat riots, these are images which still, like comes into the mind of people who have experiences it, and also people who live in our country. Like we gone through those days and we can feel it, and we still remember those images. But what actually are constitutions, focuses? If you see our constitutions, its focuses, our preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. The objective stated by the preamble are to secure justice, liberty, equality to all citizens, and promote fraternity to maintain unity and integrity of the nation. This is really important to see. As I said, during the partition, although the focuses were between religion, but when we frame the constitutions, especially makers of our constitutions, they focus a more universal perspective. It's not only focuses on only one or two religion based, it's more universal, where focuses were more on portraying India as a secular and democratic country. And if you see the preamble, it focuses few things, like one of the few things is justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. And in liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. These are really, important aspect to know that our Indian constitutions does not promote one particular religion. It is based on a wider framework where we focus to promote and provide opportunity for the people to decide which faith or which religion they will practice in their life. And what are those constitutional provisions relating to right of religion? Article 25 of Indian constitutions focuses freedom of free profession, practice, and propagation of religion. So, as I said, if you see, India is a center of religion. A lot of religions, important religion of of the world. We have seen number of people are practicing it, and it does not. Similar way, more than 80% people practice Hinduism, but still any person cannot be denied or free to decide in which religion or which particular religious practice he or she will follow. And Article 25 of our Indian Constitution guarantees that. And in Article 26, it also focuses on freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 27, it focuses freedom as payment of tax for promotion of any particular religion. So it does not link with any, if you practice any other religion, you have to pay more tax. That does not, it's very common. If you are a Hindu or Muslim, you have to pay the same tax. And Article 28, freedom as to attendance at religious festivals or worship in certain education institutions. So even in the educational institutions, it's free to decide. These photographs, if you see, that is the photograph of Narendra Modi in 2002 when Gujarat riot happened. Why I focus on this particular photograph, and it's almost 20 years. Many, last couple of years, there are a lot of international scholars. There are even within the India, there were many scholars talking about, whether or questioning the religious tolerance in India. If I see, my topic is religious intolerance, but in between, I have to focus is how tolerant Indian, country as India is. If you see last 20 years, you cannot see a lot of riots, or yes, there are a number of incidents happens, but it's not a large scale. There may be few people there here and there are some issues which sometimes pop up, but still, as Narendra Modi is now our honorable Prime Minister of India, that does not reflect that we are not tolerant as a country. I think many of our students attending this particular seminar like Bollywood movies, and uh, I know they have seen, because of these days, Netflix and all other, digital platform. Even, Bollywood is much closer to international audience. So many of our students attending this conference also, they like Bollywood movies. So if you see Bollywood, it's not an entertainment market itself. It one of the largest film industry over the world, and 70 billion Indian rupees in 2020. And how it's actually cinema reflects a country's, like if you can see, it's a mirror of a country. And these three are most popular actors of our Bollywood industry. If you see, three are from, they are practicing Islam. So one is Amir Khan, middle one is Shah Rukh Khan, and the right one is Salman Khan. So if you see that under our Bollywood industry, currently three most popular, actors are not from our Hindu religion. So that does not mean that itself testimony of the fact that our country or people are not judging or not idolizing heroes only coming from Hindu religion or one of the most popular or religion of India. So it's very wider and very universal as we focus constitutions, and also Bollywood industry is one of the symbol of that integrity. Again, I love sports, even in Indian hockey team currently, both men and women, if you see, they represent Muslim, they represent Sikhs, they represent, even ethnic minorities, like people, I belong to northeast side of India, which is close to, like Myanmar and Bangladesh. So there are a lot of ethnic minorities also represented, or like they are selected to represent India in global sport platform like Indian hockey or Indian cricket. So this is really one of the significant fact that it's not only cinema, it's also the sports where we promote that, religious tolerance, rather than, we are not judging people based on their religion, rather on their merit. And yes, as I pointed out, this is one of the fascinating point over the days. A lot of, scholars, eminent people are talking about or questioning about religious intolerance in India, how it is there. But whether they are going deep down into numbers, if you see, we have 2 million temples in India. And interestingly, we have 3 lakhs active mosques, masjid in India, their number are more than most of the Islamic nations. And then even in Christianity, even in the Catholics, I have this data, but not about other denomination of Christianity. Even in, we have 174 dioceses in India. Even in our parts, suppose in some of our states, Nagaland, Meghalaya, more people are belonging to Christianity. They are practicing it. So it does not, the numbers are more. And if you see church, if you see mosques, if you see temple, yes, temples numbers are more, but also mosques and, like churches number are also significant in comparison to many of our Christian or Islamic nations. What are the opportunities for tolerance? As I mentioned, predominantly India is a country where we focuses, 80% people practice Hinduism. And one of the basic principles of Hinduism is Ekam Sata Vipra Basudha Bashanti, Vedanti. So which means the true God is one. The sages addresses him by multiple names. So even in Hinduism, we focuses that there is not only one way to attain God. So that universality of our religion, it's actually, reflect over, the common life of India. So there are opportunities, even people from other faith, they can practice their, religious rituals, cultures. And it's not that one way India thinks that one of the way to attain God. So there are opportunities. If you really see, one of the predominant religion of India, it also focuses on rather more wider perspective or universality. And then again, urbanization and rapid growth of development. Yes, there are some areas, there are some pockets where still there are this kind of intolerance, sentiments are prevalent. But these are some small pockets, especially in the states, bigger states like UP, Uttar Pradesh of India, or a few of our, mainland states. But being, one of the promising economy of Asia, a lot of urbanizations are coming up, happening, a lot of small towns are coming up. So this rapid growth of development is focuses or provided more opportunity to focuses on religious tolerance. So this is really significant aspect. As we grow as the economy more and more, there are lesser opportunities for people to think about this, sensitive topics or involving communal violences, because people will be more focused on the economic growth. So this is really one of the significant aspects. As second, last point is also promotion of education among religious minorities. That is also important, because many times these religious minorities, sometimes they feel that we are left behind. So we need to promote more, education, and government is focusing on that. So definitely, if there are few sentiments still, so which can be, over the period, we can go beyond that. So, as I say, there are opportunities, and in a country like India, where 1.3 billion people are living, there are also some challenges. As the data focuses, India was ranked 4th in the world in 2015 after Syria, Nigeria, and Iraq for highest social hostilities involving religion. That is the data shared by the Post, reported in 14 April 2017. As many as 7,484 communal incidents have been reported over the decade between 2008 and 2017. As I said, yes, there are, I'm not denying that there are not, those kind of incidents. But if you cannot, on the basis of, if you see deep down, these incidents happen few of the pockets of India or few of the states. So you cannot, polarize a country on the basis of that. Or you cannot give a general statement like India and democracy is not tolerant for people practicing other religion. So these are few of the areas. As I said, Western UP is considered the communal hotbed, divided on religious lines, and so this is one of the significant aspects. So whenever one goes deep down to the data or statistics, they have to see whether it's all over the country or whether it's focused on a few of the areas, concentrated on the few of the areas. So that is also really important. And this is one of the things to really focus on more religious tolerance in these pockets, especially in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and few of our other states, neighboring states. Then, as I said, India is a multicultural, multilinguistic. So that is, there is also this opportunity as well as it can come also as a change. And political manifestations of religions. Yes, most of the times, if you go deep down, either these classes are coming from, instigation from a political party or based on some political vote bank, vote bank policies. that is really important to see how these political parties behave over a period, and how these, during the elections, prior to the elections, or post-elections, many of these incidents happen. So that is really important how these political parties are coloring their, agendas, making into the religious agendas. Then also this mainstream media. I don't know much about Indonesia, but in Indian media is quite, sensational. They focus more on sensationalism in topics like this, like when this kind of small incident happen to a particular area, they try to, give it such a publicity. So it's actually those sentiments spread or communicate over different states, or try to instigate people to, focus more on those aspects or those sentiments. Then, as I earlier, I have already discussed about these political agendas. So this might be my, concluding part. Yes, this is, as I mentioned, it is a very sensitive topic. So we cannot one or two conclusion make it, what needs to be done. But one of the important scholars, Professor Asatus, he focuses on, like this religious conflict in India, and his argument he put forward that, postmodern studies of religious conflict in India base their arguments on aggression of confirming cases, not on variants. Strong associational forms of civic engagement, such as integrated business organization, trade unions, political parties, and professional associations, are able to control outbreaks of ethnic violence. He has done a, comparative studies of different cities or towns where he took both sides of the coin. Some of the cities where communal riots happen, and some of the cities how those cities could able to prevent communal violence. So his thesis is like we need to focus on more civic engagements, where these unions, these like business organizations, they promote or they can serve as an agent of peace by restraining those, including powerful politicians, who would polarize Hindus and Muslims along communal lines. So that is really one of the important aspect to understand, that as long as we focus more on increasing number of civic engagement among the general populations, then only we can actually prevent those sentiments on religious intolerance, or prevent those politicians to focus on this aspect of religion and try to instigate people to involve in violence. So these are my few slides where I focus is to give a general idea that yes, in India there are incidents both prior to our independence as well as post independence, but that violence or that communal clashes based on religious lines cannot only the testimony that we can say that religious intolerance or religious Indian constitution as well as India as a country are not promoting religious tolerance, because generally our general people are living a common life. They don't focus much on these religious lines. Yes, when it comes to festivals, when it comes to different events, we practice our rituals, but that does not testimony that when a Hindu is practicing his religious rituals, it's prevent a Muslim or a Christian person practicing their rituals as well. So it's a very coexistence, peaceful coexistence among people from different religious denomination. So my final statement is that when people from outside or western side or people not living in India or scholars, they are looking into our country, they need to don't focus on the face of our honorable prime minister or face of the incidents or data of the communal violences, because India as a country, there are some incidents, but you have to see the larger pictures where we are promoting more religious tolerance than hatred and crime based on religions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the great presentation, sir. Now it's time for question and answer session. Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sir, I am Yazid Imam Bustomi from Religious Studies of IAIN of Pontianak. It is really interesting for me as a religious studies student on your all of presentation that explain about intolerance in Indians. We see today that when Islam in majority, the Muslims or the non-Muslims daily worship, they will be guaranteed. But if the Muslims in minority, so the daily worship of the Muslim itself will be unguaranteed, like some cases that happen in India. So my question is, what is the factor that make it happens? And the second, what the way of Indian government for making a peace and no tolerance again, no intolerance again of that cases. Okay, thank you for the chance.
Yeah, thank you for your questions. I'm not quite clear about your first question, but your second one is, I could hear it properly, that you are talking about, what is the role of our government? Yes, that is, one of the important area, like most of the people, like, because it is BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, which is backed by one of the, Hindu organization, RSS. That does not mean that our government is not, doing some kind of injustice to the people from other religions. So whenever this kind of incident happen, as you have mentioned, there are some incidents of communal clashes, but still the government, both from the state as well as from the India is a federal country. We have Union Government of India as well as we have state government. So the actions were taken against the culprits who have provoked those incidents or who were involved in those incidents. And if there are some ways that some organization may feel that the government is not doing right or doing proper way, then we have this, like Supreme Court of India, as well as we have High Court, like judiciary. So as I have mentioned during my presentations, we have this Article 25, 26, 27, where the right to religions are granted by our constitutions. So if an organization feels, or if an individual feels that somehow his or her, that right to religion are, not given or hampered, then they can file case in the court. So, and as I mentioned, that our judiciary is neutral. So there are some incidents, even there are some, verdict which goes against the government machinery. So that is one of the aspects of it, one of the brighter side of Indian democracy, that if you feel that the government is not allowing any person or any individual regarding right to religion, then they can go and approach the judiciary. So that is a part of the role of the government side as well as the like judiciary side what we are doing. But as I say, that the government stand is very clear that they are trying to provide the spaces for all the people they can practice their religion.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think we shall take another question from maybe another university or okay.
Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rizky Munawar Damoiko. I'm from Antasari State Islamic University, South Borneo. So I'm really interested by your presentation, sir, that you tell about the historical journey of regional conflict on India. Now, on this conflict, I want to know that what kind of conflict resolution that government or civil society give to try to approach and to avoid the worst conflict on India. Thank you. That's from me.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Am I audible?
What about you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. But can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you repeat the question once again? Or if you could just explain what she is trying to say. Or you can do it. Sir, you can do it. Just explain me the question.
Okay, so the question is about what kind of conflict resolution does the government of India offer so far? For the conflict resettlement or something like that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. That is really. I'm thankful for your questions. Yes, that is some of the areas where our government need to focus more, because I myself belong to this like conflict resolution background. This conflict resolution part mostly are done by concentrated only on military lines, and few of the development organizations they are working, but still as I said, from the government side, we need to institutionalize this conflict resolution mechanism. When I say institutionalized, as I have mentioned, that Professor Asatu's talk about more on civic engagement. So this kind of religious classes or communal violence or even ethnic conflicts, where the approach always should not be the top down, rather it should be more enabling or encompass all other actors. So when I say that our conflict resolution on the government side still focuses on most of the times on our military aspect, like if something happens, then we focus more on the police and military to control the like incidents or control the violence. But pre-conflict stage and post-conflict stage, and allowing more civil society actors to involve in the conflict resolution or reconciliation processes, where our government needs to focus more. And as you have rightly pointed out, that conflict resolution, or rather conflict transformation, I should say, that restoring the relationship among different communities involved, especially the religious minorities involved in communal classes, that will really help them to work or to provide the perspective, much more wider perspective into their communities, to bringing much more wider perspective. So here I would like to even restate it that in regards to conflict resolution, focusing on religious classes or ethnic conflicts, our government needs to allow more civil society actors.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Dr. Bordoloi. Just for your information, sir, you know, we have participants from different higher educational institutions. So we've got two questions already. One from the host institution, Pontianak State Institute of Islamic Studies, and one from State Islamic University of Banjarmasin, right? I think it would be interesting to hear maybe a question, maybe from East Kalimantan, yeah, Samarinda State Islamic University, right? Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurni Lamsari. I'm from Sultan Haji Muhammad Idris State Islamic University of Samarinda. So sir, based on the table on your PowerPoint, we can see that Muslims are in the second place, most populous after Hindu, and there are also many mosques than temples. But the question is, why Muslims still intimidated? That's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah. Okay. This is, you know, a questions. Actually, this is the questions or this kind of sentiments. Yes, these are the sentiments still prevalent in many of our, you know, like people from Islam living in India. But this actually, you know, prevalent. There you have to see it not only on the religions line, you have to see the economic aspect of it, or the, you know, like there are some other issues like family planning, the poverty, the economic education status, and, you know, like work opportunities. So those aspects to it, and most probably, you know, if you see, there are some, you know, even in our states, like I belong to Assam, where a lot of our people, especially people practicing Islam, are coming from Bangladesh. And if you see their economic status or economic indicators, they are not very, you know, healthy for our society. So where our government or our organizations, we need to focus not only, you know, promoting education, as I have mentioned, promoting development, but also promoting family planning into the religious minorities. When I'm saying family planning, I'm not only focusing on Islamic or people practicing Islam or Muslim. I also focus on some of the, you know, religious minorities where we have seen within a family, their, you know, children are more in comparison to many, you know, like people from higher up in the economic ladders, or I should say people from Hindu religion. So on those economic aspects, if we really work on those aspects, then I think this, you know, this kind of sentiments can, you know, go away. And still, I would say that some of the pockets in India, as I mentioned, especially in Uttar Pradesh areas, where there are some pockets where this kind of intolerance behavior of some of the organizations, even Hindu religious organizations, are prevalent. So we have to work on that, but that does not mean that this kind of general statement is all across India. If you see people living, practicing Islam in some of the states, they are not thinking on those lines. But people, if you see, go deep down, people thinking on those lines that they are intimidated. Either they are very poor class or they are from those pockets belonging to India where there are some medical organizations are relevant and they are, you know, like stopping people practicing one particular religion. But this, I would say to my other students that this is not a correct statement of all the Muslims, and this statement cannot represent all the Muslims living in India.
All right. Actually, we would love, to have more questions, maybe from the participants, but because time is limited, so we are running out of time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Bordoloi, for your presentations, for your answers. And ladies and gentlemen and all the participants, please give a round of applause to Dr. Bordoloi.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much once again. And this is an opportunity for me, and I really feel privileged to talk to all your, students from higher educational institutions, as well as students, undergraduate students or scholars, eminent personalities who have attended, faculty members of different institutions, different universities. So I really feel privileged, and I really hope that this kind of engagement, especially like educational engagement, really connect both India and Indonesia together. And I really thank to my friend Professor Jainuddin and you for moderating the sessions. And I really thankful to all the students who have asked really pertinent and important questions. I really sincerely congratulate them and hope for their bright future. Thank you.
And have a nice evening. I guess it's evening in your place.
It's almost not evening, it's 2:45 in the afternoon.
Afternoon. Oh, I thought it was evening. Well, I will go back. I will get the floor back to Professor Jainuddin. Professor Jainuddin, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you to Pak Segu and Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi. Applause to both of them. As you everyone already joined the session, it was very wonderful session actually. We thank to Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi, who has shared about knowledge about religious intolerance in India. We learned so much from you, Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi. We learned
thank you.
We learned about India. Maybe most of us here, and even me myself, I have been to India, but my students have not been to India. They don't know about India. Only from the internet. So no ideas about religious intolerance in India. So it was really good. So now we have some great information, some great knowledge about religious intolerance, and we also know about Constitution of India. I just discussed with Pak Segu earlier when you spoke about. Oh yes, it's very interesting to see the Constitution of India compared to Indonesia. In Indonesia, we have democratic country system, and in India, socialist, democratic, and one more, a democratic and a secular system. This really, new to us actually, Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi. And again, thank you so much, and Pak Segu. So we hope that we can go to India, and also we hope that we can invite you to come to Pontianak, to Indonesia, Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi.
Yeah, that will be my privilege. That will be my privilege, and also I would like to welcome you and your students to visit us, visit our part of India as well. And I would definitely love to come to your country, to your university, and interact with your students. That will be really wonderful.
Thank you so much. Applause to Dr. Paranjoy Bordoloi. Thank you, Pak Segu. And then we close to this session this time. And again, thank you so much. And we will see tomorrow morning until afternoon. Actually, we still have some invited speakers. So we'll come back tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye everyone, and have a nice evening. Thank you, Dr. Paranjoy.
Thank
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Audio Jungle.